Guys, Deluded Goon, a different background. I know you guys are tired of that recycled background, so I thought let me switch it up a bit. But yeah, back to the main point of this video. I've been delaying it for a while. A few of you have been getting in my comments and saying, can you talk about the relegated side, to give your opinion, who's going to get relegated, who is going to stay up and beat the drop. Now, at the top end of the table, we're very lucky. I mean, on paper, you can say what you want, but there's about 6 sides that could win the league. I mean, every year you hear it could be Liverpool. I know we always make a joke of it, but it's ours. Spurs, based on the last 2 seasons, been the only side to catch them. Leicester's won it. Obviously, Leicester's an exception to the rule, but you got the Chelseas, you got the Cities, you got United. There's about 6, maybe even 7 if you want to be technical, that could win the Premier League. And at the flip side, I know it's a bit different because there's 3 spots to get relegated, but there's more than 3 teams that are eligible to get relegated. So first, let's talk about the newly promoted sides. Brighton. Now, Brighton, Chris Hughton, I hope I said his name right. Only black manager in the Premier League. I hope he does well because it could break down barriers in it. I don't know if he was to work wonders. Let's say in the same way that I don't know, it's completely different. But a Pulis, you know, Pulis gets rated because he's made a career of keeping people in the Premier League. If a black manager could do something like that, then it opens doors. And ultimately, my dream is to see a black manager win the Champions League or Premier League because there's there's a lot of people of color and BME backgrounds that want to be coaches, that want to get to that, and they need to see superstars. So away from that sentimental nonsense, yeah, he's good. I like their facilities, their academy facilities. They've got a very good youth academy system. Obviously, they're in the Premier League, but outside of the Premier League, at the time of me looking at it, they've got real good recruitment services. They play real good football and attacking football. You see the likes of, I think they've got Anthony Knockaert, Lewis Dunk, who's spoken about trying to get into the England side. Shane Duffy, I think he was ex Everton Academy. So they've got ex Premier League Academy players, and they've got a lot of experience to go upon. Now, I think they've got Anthony Knockaert as well. Didn't have the best of seasons when he was at Leicester in the Premier League. Always dominates the Championship. So he's probably got a point to prove and wants to do things like that. They've also, I think, I've got it written down, they've got Sidwell, Glenn Murray, Brown, Loire, Oliver Norwood. He looks like he could be going on loan, but he's ex-United. He was very good at United's academy in terms of set pieces, Northern Ireland International. So I don't want to say rejects and stuff like that, but the likes of Glenn Murray and Sidwell, they're kind of past it. Glenn Murray was at Palace a couple of years ago. He's always getting shipped off. Sidwell's been past it for a while. I mean, I think to me, he stopped playing football when he went Chelsea on a free transfer a few years ago. So they've got a lot. Loire, and brother of the real Loire, they're both the real Loire, but the more common Loire that used to play for Portsmouth and do the celebrations and things like that. So they've got between Premier League flops, ex-Premier League players or whatever. It's a bit mixed matchy. I don't feel these lot have all shown they can be prolific in the Championship and excel in the Championship. But a lot of the names I've just mentioned, when it comes to the Premier League, they've all been in the Premier League in different times and they haven't excelled. So I'd say Brighton probably go down, to be honest. They play nice football. It's nice to see them get some money from the Premier League, but I think they're going to go down. They don't stand a chance, to be honest with you. Next, who have I got? Huddersfield. Now, the manager, I forgot his name. He's praised, but people drew comparisons to Klopp. He was at Dortmund, so as you'd expect that to be the case, there's a lot of similarities. High pressing football to receive the ball back. Aggressive with the football in play and out of play. That is what they do. I think it was a 3-2 versus Rotherham, where I watched it and I saw them all pressing defensive, all the defenders pressing high, all the attackers pressing high, and you normally see they counter-attack and attack dangerously. You normally see 4 options. I think Isaiah Brown scored when I watched the 3-2 versus Rotherham. So yeah, they play exciting football. They've got a youngster called Philip Beeling, or I can't say his name. I watched him in the Championship a couple of times. He looks decent, and I do believe he could play at a better side than Huddersfield, but it's down to him to show it. They play fast and direct, like I've said. I don't like Brighton. I think they probably go down, but they looked out of the promoted sides, promoted Premier League sides. They looked the most convincing last week. Granted, Palace were poor, but they took advantage. They've got Moy, Australian international, looks decent as well for them sort of teams. So maybe they could. Huddersfield, out of all of them, in my opinion, more likely to surprise anyone, to pull a few surprises. But I do think they haven't got enough to stay in the Premier League. So then that leaves us to Newcastle. I do think Newcastle have enough. Collectively, you could say that squad needs to improve. But in my opinion, I think if I was a manager, I'd rather work with the Newcastle squad than the other sides I've mentioned. I see more promise, more stuff to work with. Yes, they need a couple of additions. I'd sign a couple centre halves and maybe even a striker, Lucas Perez, anyone, players like that. But they look decent. They've got Rafa Benitez, who stayed a year in the Championship. got them back up. If they have the money, if they given some funds, if he's given some funds better yet to inject into the squad and do better, I think he could keep them up. To be honest, they've got Dwight Gale, who was their top goal scorer, I believe. Ayoze Perez, who doesn't exactly set any headlines, but he's decent. Mitrovic, who's okay. They've got a couple, and of course I've not named all of them. Newcastle fans would tell me better, would tell me their players better, but they are very decent, and I kind of want to see Newcastle stay up, man, because I mean, I have no affiliation to them, but I do like Newcastle. I mean, for the very fact is, oh, someone sent me a message on Twitter. Guys, leave me alone. But for the very fact is, they're very passionate fans. They don't hold no bards. They'll always they're very vocal. They support their team, win, lose, draw, relegation. Yeah, man, Newcastle, I ain't got no beef with them, so I'd like them to stay up, to be honest. Away from them sides, I think Watford have been punching above their weight purely because they've added some quality, but compared to the other sides, I think they've gotten away with not taking a proactive approach in signing better players and recruiting better and trying to be beyond relegating sides and mid-table. You look at the Stokes and players of clubs of similar stature to Watford, they've tried to push and improve. Watford kind of staying the same, and when you consider the whole owner stuff with Udinese and things like that, they've got some good players and recruited some good players. The new manager, I think they got a new gaffer, but I just feel they could be one that could be pulled into it. Swansea, on the basis that they've been very lucky for the last 2-3 years, and maybe it just isn't. They haven't got Sigurdsson. They need to replace that talisman. They haven't really. I'm looking at them. They haven't really got a talisman or anyone like that. There's rumours Chadley might be going there, but maybe they're just unlucky. I like the manager Paul Clement, but maybe this is just the time they go down. There's a couple other sides that could be pulled into that race, but of recent memory and recent memory at my memory currently, I can't think of any more sides, guys. So I have no doubt you guys are going to get in the comments and tell me some more sides you think are at risk of relegation and things like that. But they're just they're just the 5 teams I believe are really going to be fighting against it. Of course, there's going to be other sides, like I said, pulled in the drop, fighting the drop. But yeah, I hope that answers the question of that many of you are asking and I've been ducking and avoiding. Anyways, guys, Deluded Gooner, I'm signing out. Apologies for the new background. For those who don't like it, I do need to iron it. Just trying to bring you guys a couple improvements and take it a bit seriously rather than just off the cuff videos and nonsense. So yeah, any room for improvement, just let me know. Any comments, just let me know. Subscribe, everything. I'm out. Thank you for watching, guys.